Hey Libra, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. We take what works, we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And check your other major placements. If we don't resonate right here on this reading, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. We are starting off with Oracle decks, which I already came out, but my words did not, and it went on for quite a long time. So I'm restarting this. So if you do get something out of this, hit the like button. Also hit that subscribe button. It helps other people find my channel and also makes me really happy. So here are the cards that already popped out in my first attempt at this. We have change of seasons, big changes going on in your life, going on around you. You may feel a little vulnerable, down in your underwear here as the clothing of your life gets changed. But they're big, beautiful changes. This card has shown up multiple times, so I think that there's just a lot of changes going on in everybody's life right now that they're not necessarily in charge of, not necessarily in control of, but changes are happening this week to us. And then we have lullaby. So one of the ways we can deal with those changes or handle those changes is with meditation, with turning off our minds, not trying to think it through so much, not trying to overthink things, but just kind of shutting down a lot of this, trying to organize, trying to understand, trying to sort, trying to make it make sense stuff. And just vibing here with our own selves, with our own inner, with our own feelings. We're just here feeling our own feelings. We're not even connecting so much with the collective or with other people's feelings. We're just really in feeling internally, allowing that intuition to pop out and come forward and become more and more clear as we feel our own vibe. We're just vibing with ourselves here this week. Lots of changes going on around us, and we're just going to be in our own little vibe here. There's a lot of peace in this card. I love how it's lullaby and he's not playing anything, because we're sort of just listening to our inner music and our inner flow. That's where all the flow is, and that's where all the rhythm is, and that's where all the, with the cello, it's so resonant, and the vibration is so obvious of how that it's making music, and it's so clear. So that's why I feel like it's this lullaby, but the cello just plays itself and just is, nothing needs to be done here. That's these two cards together are very clear, like change is happening, nothing needs to be done, just feel it, just feel your way through this. We have Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. These are some positive conversations that you might be having where you're being uplifted, other people are uplifting you. There's a really positive vibe here, and we're having positive communication, positive connections with other people. We have look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. So some of the details may be a little hinky right now, a little difficult to deal with, a little unclear about how everything's going to happen, how everything's going to unfold. A couple things may not be going your way, but overall, we're looking at the overall picture of the overall flow of our growth, of our lives, of where we're going here. So we're looking at a bigger picture, not sweating the details too much, but just going overall here. And then we have confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo. So stepping forward confidently, stepping forward, knowing that you're prepared, knowing that you've done what you've needed to do, that you have what it takes, that you have what you need here, and that you are fully capable and deserving of success. So a little, don't sweat the details so much, more feeling the vibe right now, and being confident that you can handle this and you can handle anything that's thrown at you, and that you have what it takes. And there's going to be some uplifting, really positive experiences with other people, although mostly I think you're staying in your vibe here. Looking at the big picture. It's not getting caught up quite in exactly how something unfolds. I think that's why we're turning off our mind. Our mind really wants those details nailed down, wants to know exactly how this is all going to come together, what's all going to happen next. And we're turning that down and just feeling our vibe. We're just confident. So looking at the bigger picture. Ooh, all right, Libra, past, present, inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, to-do list, possible outcome. So in your recent past, you have 7 of Cups. Lots going on, lots of choices and decisions that need to be made. I see these 2 debate teams down here debating the merits of each one of these cups and which one should be chosen. And they've got their flow sheets, they've got their argument flows all set out. They've got their counter arguments. They've really thought through a lot of things. And maybe decisions weren't made, but a lot of thought was put into some things. And this is also a card of prioritization. You've had to prioritize things and figure out which of these cups is most important to you right now. Are we, going to be looking at our relationships, looking at ourselves, looking at our community, putting energy into our dreams, putting energy into earning money, putting energy into winning something, So decisions have been made and are being made always, but have been made about what to put your energy and efforts in, what makes the most sense. And so there's been sort of a really logical debate here about how we make these choices, what decisions do we make, and how do we make them. And trying to make a choice and a decision. There is a sense of being overwhelmed, of being not feeling quite ready for this, feeling overwhelmed by all the possibilities, all the options. When we're keeping our mind open to the infinite possibilities of how something can go, sometimes that can feel a little overwhelming. I think that's a lot of why many of us want to sort of shut down, bring in some logic, bring in some thinking through, get it all nailed down, because being constantly open to infinite possibilities can feel a little overwhelming. In your current situation, 5 of Coins, you might be feeling a little impoverished, like you don't quite have what you need. You might be feeling left out. You might be feeling that people around you have what they need, but you don't have what you need. You may be feeling, left out. Really, this is a focus on all that you don't have. And that could be where looking at the bigger picture comes into question, because this might just be a moment, and you might be forgetting to be grateful for all that you do have. So this 5 of Coins energy is about really looking at what you don't have, what other people have, feeling a sense of poverty, of lack, of loss. You may just be feeling a lot of lack. And looking at an inadequacy, a way in which you feel inadequate, a way in which your situation seems inadequate and unfair. There could be a sense of looking at something that feels unfair to you, doesn't feel right, or you may not feel like you have enough time. Coins to me also represent time, energy, money, the ability to create something. So you may be a little focused on some sort of sense of an inability to manifest something, an inability to make something happen, bring something to fruition, and what you've missed out on, what you've lost, what you've lacked. That's a focus. It's okay to do that, because it's okay to go through that space. We don't want to stay in that space, but we do need to assess our losses, assess what we haven't achieved, assess what we don't have, and assess what we don't have time for, really. This is maybe feeling like you don't have time for all of the stuff you need to do, all the stuff you need to prioritize. So there's just a focus on lacking time, money, success, support, what you need to move forward in life. So you could be really understanding that and looking at what you have lacked and what you do not have at this point. In your inner landscape, what your hopes, your fears, something coming back from the past. You might be hoping to revive something or have a revival of something from the past. You might be worried about that. You might be wanting to this is about reevaluating things that come up from the past. So that might be a little bit of where we're going with this 5 of Coins here. This focus on what you don't have could be about just looking at the decisions you've made, the choices you've made, how you've operated, what you've done, and there's an inner looking at how you've been, who you've been, looking at the past. Do you like these results? Do you not like these results? And so some things come back for reevaluation here, and you might be worried about something coming back for reevaluation. If you did something back there, you might be worried that, now we've got to look at what I did here and deal with that. But there is a sense of something coming back, another chance maybe to do something. Maybe you're hoping for a second chance with something, that you missed out on before, but now it's coming back, and you might be hoping that this time around you can make a success of it. You can do something different, and you might be looking at the things that you did in the past and trying to figure out how you can change it and go forward and move forward for a different result in the future. In your what's at issue here is this 10 of Cups reversed. So this is not having that fulfillment. This is basically this. Right? Not being fulfilled, not having what you need. It's a harsh place of limitations, limited time, limited money, limited places. That's where you're at right now. And you're not feeling this 10 of Coins here. You're not feeling like you're financially secure. You're not feeling like because obviously you're looking at all that you lack. You're not feeling like you have the money, you have an abundance. You're not feeling the abundance. You're not feeling like you've gotten what you've earned or gotten what you deserved or even gotten what is your birthright. So because the 10 of Coins can look at like family money, inheritance. You might be looking actually about, with the inheritance thing, we could be looking at family of origin issues, where you've come from, the what you have and what you don't have, what your formative experiences allowed you to experience and what they didn't allow you to experience, what your family of origin had and didn't have, and how that affected you and how that's affected your life. So this 10 of Coins is really feeling in a place of not having an abundance of time, not having an abundance of money, of support, or even of I want to say not an abundance of, it's going to come out funny, but I think you'll get the gist of family of origin support, or issues, or not issues, but that support, that foundation, not having had a very strong foundation in a certain situation, not feeling like you have a strong foundation. So there's also in this 10 of Coins is just a sense of lack, not having the money, not having the support, not feeling abundant somehow. And this 5 of Coins, this poverty card, could actually be like you just really don't have the time, you really don't have the money right now. It just is a period of time where you don't have that. We don't want to get stuck there, but with this 10 of Coins coming up in reverse, it does seem like that's part of the situation. It's just not having gotten something that might be due you. And then in your environment, male or female, doesn't matter, we have Queen of Wands. So this is someone who's very inspired, very intuitive. They're really in touch with their own intuition. They really understand that. This is coming in your environment slot here. So it's not you, it's somebody around you that's highly intuitive, very passionate. They feel very passionate about something. They may not be talking about it or very open about it, but they are very passionate about something. And very intuitive. A highly intuitive person who's very passionate about something is hanging out in your environment. They are really able to tune into their intuition, into their higher understanding. Your to-do list. I like it. I like your to-do list, especially coming in underneath this 5 of Coins. Laying down this burden. Just stop worrying about it. It's easier said than done. Just stop worrying about it. This man has carried, or woman, the gender thing doesn't really matter. So they've carried this burden for long enough, and it's time to put the burden down. Can we put the burden down? Has the burden become ingrown? Has our arms become stuck holding onto this thing and we don't even know how to let go anymore? Entirely possible, really. But something's been really hard. This lack of time, lack of money, this sense of lack, I think that might be the burden that you're putting down, is the sense of not having enough. It comes right underneath this 5 of Coins card. So it feels like this, all the lack that you have felt, all of the not, everything that you haven't had, it could be a burden that you need to put down. This could be other people's expectations also. He's come to the place where you put the burdens down. See, other people are putting their burdens down too. And he's hit the wall, and he's come to the place, it's past time. It's past time to put this burden down. You just there's something that needs to be let go of, something that's weighed very heavily on you, that you need to let go of that. Let go of something that weighs you down. And it could be this sense of lack, this mentality, this lack mentality and not an abundant mentality. This sense of lack of success, the sense of lacking of confidence, maybe putting that down. I'm combining this card with this card here of this confidence is your key to success. And maybe you're putting this down, this lack of self-confidence, this lack of, it's been quite a burden. You've carried it for quite a long time. And it's time to, maybe this is the lightness that we see here, the uplifting that we see here, this uplifting because you took the weights off. You unweighted the weights on your feet that were keeping you down. You were taking those off and allowing you to rise. It's like there's been a rising that needs to happen, and you've been weighed down by something, by a burden and by a lack mentality. It might have been real. You might really have lacked the resources. I'm not saying it was all in your head. But there's some sort of burden that you're putting down here. That's your to-do list, is unburden yourself. Put down expectations, put down negative expectations. We have a lot of those too, right? So, and then where you're going, where you're headed is this Two of Cups. This is a deep emotional sharing, a deep emotional connection. This is kindred spirits, soulmate energy. And this could be somebody else, or this could be an activity that you engage in, a work, a job. This is just something with a deep emotional connection that really resonates with you and you have a deep emotional connection with. This can be a bit of, it's not necessarily the friendship card. It's a little bit stronger than that. It's that kindred spirit. It's that, and apparently the only thing keeping you back from this kindred spirit is you and some sort of burden that you're carrying, some sort of heaviness that you have, that you need to, that you're letting go of. And I hope, like with this Ten of Wands here, we don't know what the timelines are here, but it does seem like, that could be a process. That could be quite a process, especially if it's relating to childhood, if it's relating to a heaviness or a sense of lack, a sense of being left out, a sense of not having what you need. And if that burden has been with you for a very long time. It's funny because we have this Seven of Cups of being overwhelmed, and we go from being overwhelmed to sensing a lack, feeling like we don't have enough. There's like almost too many choices and too many options here, and too much to think through. And then, but we're also in this ironic space of not feeling like we have enough. So here's like way too much, and here's not enough. So, I mean, if we're dealing with time, you could have had like way too much time and difficulty trying to figure out how to prioritize things. And now you don't feel like this could be difficulty prioritizing things and not feeling like you have enough time for everything that needs to go on here. Feeling a lack, and there's some sort of burden that needs to be put down. Some sort of burden, something you've carried. Often it's other people's expectations. It could be this mentality that needs to be put down. Laying down a burden, and then that brings you into a deep connection. Oh, let me see. Ooh, yeah, moon magic. Delightful little dance going on here. Magic of the moon to manifest. Just as the light of the moon ebbs and flows, all things happen according to a timing that benefits the greater garden of life. So how short-lived that garden would seem if all flowers bloomed at once and then it was over. As the next moon grows full, set your intention. Your time for blossoming is near. So beautiful energy, but definitely some difficulty, some things we need to re-examine and relook at, and maybe even re-examining mentalities that we inherited from our families. So, all right, Libra, I hope that was helpful for you, and have a great week.